thought about the 3 years they had spent together and felt sad they were all going their separate ways in the big bad world beyond university. The real world, as everyone called it. What an odd bunch they made. Damon, the witty 18th century scholar, Sarah, feminist criticism and women's fiction, Hugo, drama and poetry, herself, linguistics, specialising in phonology and dialects, and Galen, modernism with a touch of Marxism thrown in for good measure. Through tutorials, department social evenings and informal parties, they had made their tentative approaches and discovered kindred spirits. By the end of the first year, they had become inseparable. Their lives were so intertwined that Kirsten found it hard to imagine a future without the others. She and Galen had planned to go and do postgraduate work in Toronto. One of the dancers stumbled backwards and bumped into Kirsten. Kirsten laughed and put her lager can on the windowsill. Having got the feel of the party at last, she launched herself into the shadowy crowd and danced till she was hot and tired, then returned to her spot by the window. "How are you doing?" Hugo shouted in her ear. "All right," she yelled back. "A bit tired, that's all. I'll have to go soon." "How about a dance?" Kirsten nodded and joined him on the floor. Hugo put his arms around her. She let him. It was only dancing, after all, and they were close friends. "I'll miss you, Hugo," she said. "I hope we keep in touch." "We will," Hugo said. He held her closely. Finally the song ended and he guided her back towards the window. When they'd cooled down, he leaned forward and kissed her. Then his arms were around her, pulling her towards him. She struggled and broke away. "Come on, Kirsten, it's our last chance. Who knows what might happen tomorrow?" Kirsten laughed. "Don't pull that gather ye rosebud stuff with me. I like you, but only as a friend." "I've got too many friends," Hugo complained. "I want to get laid." Kirsten laughed. "Anyway, I'm off home now. I've got to be up early to pack." "I'll walk you." "No, it's not far." "But it's dangerous to walk out by yourself so late." "I've done it hundreds of times. Remember, tomorrow for lunch in the Green Dragon. Remind Sarah, too." She pecked him on the cheek and skipped out into the warm night. The room was perfect. "We don't get many girls staying by themselves," the owner said, smiling. "I'm here to do research," Martha lied. "I'm working on a book." He didn't pursue the matter further. "Here's the keys. Breakfast's at 8:30. He closed the door behind him. Martha dumped her hold-all on the bed. She poked her head out of the window. On her right loomed St. Hilda's Church. To her left, on the opposite hillside over the estuary, stood St. Mary's. The poet Caedmon had lived there. He was the one who called her here. She had enough money with her to survive away from home for longer than she needed. Though she was almost certain this was the place she would find what she was looking for, there was always a chance she could be wrong. It might be one of the smaller fishing villages along the coast. She would check them all if she had to. For now, Whitby felt right enough. She was tired after the journey. She took what clothes she'd brought out of the hold-all and put them in the drawers by the bed. Finally, she took out the most important thing she'd brought. It was a small, globe-shaped glass paperweight, smooth and heavy on her palm, its inside all dark shades of red, carmine, crimson, and scarlet. The folds and curves they made looked like a rose. If ever she felt herself slipping, all she had to do was reach for it, and the smooth, hard glass would strengthen her resolve. She placed it beside her on the bedspread and lay down. Soon she was sleeping soundly. Kirsten lingered on the pavement outside Ostler Hall. The night was warm, there was no breeze, everything was still and quiet. She headed for the park. She had crossed it plenty of times before, day and night, and never had any cause to worry. It was a comfortable neighbourhood, Kirsten thought. She would miss it very much. This was the